Origins of Annihilus. Annihilus, a native of the planet Arthos, is the ruler of the negative zone and longtime foe of the Fantastic Four. He is a nihilist who is obsessed with finding different ways to extend his lifespan and isn't opposed to destroying all that which he sees as a threat to his existence. Long ago in the negative zone, when the Tainan seeded life spores on barren planets, one of their ships was hit by a meteor and sent onto the volcanic planet of Arthros. Before dying, the crew released spores. Many years later, one of the spores evolved into an insectoid creature. Due to a mutation, he had notably high intelligence. Finding the wreckage of a Taiwanese starship, he used a special helmet to transfer all information about the advanced Taiwanese technology into himself. This caused him to grow stronger and smarter, gaining a cosmic control rod and body armaments. The creature became known as Annihilus. He set out to destroy anything that was a threat to his existence, planning to destroy all planets near Arthros. Other creatures came from the spores as well, but Annihilus used his power to rule above them. When Sue Storm was having cosmic ray-related pregnancy complications, the remaining three of the Fantastic Four went into the negative zone to find anti-particles that could treat Sue. Annihilus minions captured Reed, Johnny, and Ben, but the three managed to escape with the cosmic control rod. After siphoning off the needed particles and returning to Earth, they returned it to the negative zone. Annihilus invaded the microverse, sending his minions to conquer in his name. Psycho Man tried to stop the insectivorids, but they were emotionless, so they were immune to his power. Psycho Man had no choice but to capture the Silver Surfer and Spider-Man and have them help him. He wanted the two to power his weapons. The two heroes escaped and they left Annihilus and Psycho Man fighting for the microverse. Annihilus invasion was repelled. Kidnapping of Rick and Franklin. Dr. Doom stole Annihilus rod so he could steal Galactus energy. Annihilus captured Rick Jones and would only release him if he got his rod back. The Fantastic Four managed to retake the rod and they returned it to Annihilus and Annihilus released Jones. Annihilus later fought Janus the Negaman and won. Since Annihilus won, he made Janus lead him to Earth, but Janus exploded where matter meets antimatter. Annihilus almost crossed over to Earth with Rick Jones, but the Avengers were there to stop him. The Viscon tricked Annihilus to fall back into the portal to the negative zone. Annihilus sensed Franklin Richards' power and abducted him. Annihilus amplified Franklin's mind, causing it to go out of control. The Fantastic Four came and defeated Annihilus, but Reed Richards had to temporarily shut down Franklin's mind so Earth's solar system would be protected. Annihilation. Annihilus has become aware that the positive zone universe is starting to overtake the negative zone. With his army, the Annihilation Wave, Annihilus has traveled to the positive zone and began a purge of all life that his wave has come upon. He sent out seekers to capture the Heralds of Galactus. He made a deal with Thanos that saw the capture of Galactus himself possible. The Annihilation Wave has destroyed countless worlds. At this time, Annihilus also gained possession of the quantum bands. While Annihilus had led everyone to believe that he planned to conquer the positive zone and become ruler of the universe, he secretly planned to use Galactus as a massive power cosmic bomb to destroy both universes. Thanos learned of his plans, but was killed by Drax before he could set Galactus free. Drax freed the Silver Surfer, who was able to free Galactus. An angry Galactus completely destroyed the Annihilation Wave in one massive attack. Still not discouraged and knowing full well he could regroup his armies, Annihilus faced off against Nova. Possessing both the cosmic control rod and the quantum bands, Nova seemed to have little chance of destroying Annihilus. When Phyla-Vell was able to take the bands from him, Nova was on a more level playing field. Nova was able to kill Annihilus by ripping his intestines out through his mouth. Unable to truly die, Annihilus was again resurrected as he has been many times before. He set up a sect on Earth called the Other Side of Zero, led by the anti-priest to convert humans to his twisted causes and have access to the positive zone for his eventual invasion. Above all else, Annihilus finally wished his own death, although he wished every other living being dead as well. Annihilus made a deal with an alternate version of Reed Richards of the Council to help him gain access through the Fantastic Four's portal, which had been locked for good by the Human Torch on the negative zone side, making access for Annihilus and his armies impossible. When the Kree attacked the Earth, Annihilus was forced to put his invasion plans into motion early or risk the destruction of all the obelisks the Cult of Zero had set in place to make the gate opening a possibility. Before his invasion could commence, prisoners of Annihilus the Human Torch and the Light Brigade escaped and confronted him, their ultimate goal to take the cosmic control rod from him. They were successful, Annihilus being captured and chained and losing control of his armies. The negative zone is given the opportunity for free elections. Annihilus is selected as a write-in candidate who receives the majority. Infinity Relativity and the Hulk. Still in a juvenile form, Annihilus sought to increase his power to continue his assault on the positive zone. He enlisted the help of Pip the Troll to kidnap the Hulk. Once the Hulk was captured, Annihilus ordered his servant Dr. Bolter to isolate the chemical that causes Banner to transform. Even with the intervention of Thanos, Annihilus was able to achieve his transformation. In his new form and carapace, Annihilus was even more physically powerful than the Hulk. With new, perfectly precise teleportation technology, he again invades the positive zone looking for an immense power source that has suddenly appeared. This power source turns out to be Adam Warlock, who now has the power of eternity and infinity within him, but still has not learned to control his power. Thanos and Warlock gain the assistance of Pip and the Guardians of the Galaxy on a mission to kill Annihilus once and for all. But Annihilus is well prepared. He banishes Thanos to Limbo and forces the Guardians to retreat, capturing Adam and placing a neural inhibitor on him to obtain his power. Powers and abilities. Annihilus is a highly advanced insectoid being who possesses exceptional physical strength, allowing him to lift about 50 tons. However, Annihilus is much stronger with the cosmic control rod. After transforming himself with the power of the Hulk, Annihilus was able to best the Hulk and Gladiator in physical combat easily. Annihilus's body produces less fatigue, allowing him to exert himself physically at peak capacity for about 24 hours. He also possesses superhuman speed, reflexes, and agility. Annihilus's bodily tissue is far harder, tougher, and more resistant to physical injury. Along with his chitinous armor, Annihilus is capable of withstanding high-caliber bullets, ballistic forces, falls from great heights, and powerful energy attacks, as well as also withstanding powerful impact forces and blunt force trauma from superhumans strong as the Thing, Blastar, Thor, Vision, Nova Prime, or Iron Man. He can also endure extreme pressures and temperatures, such as being in the void and vacuum of outer space, or extreme pressures of 0 up to 1,500 pounds per square inch, equal to the pressure of being 2,250 feet below the ocean's surface without sustaining any physical injury or being in any severe discomfort. Being part of an insect alien race, if injured, Annihilus's metabolism enables him to recover from damaged bodily tissue with higher speed and efficiency than that of what normal humans are capable. Due to his long exposure to the cosmic control rod, Annihilus's body has no need nor requires any kind of sustenance such as food, water, or even air in order to survive, and Annihilus is capable of staying in and surviving unaided in the void and vacuum of outer space indefinitely without the use or presence of any type of equipment for up to 1 Earth year by breathing at a low activity level along with his efficient energy and oxygen conversion and storage, and possesses large bat-like scalloped wings that enable him to fly at great speeds of over 150 miles per hour to 225 miles per hour in an Earth-like gravity or atmosphere. Cosmic Control Rod. Cybernetic microcircuitry allows Annihilus to harness the Cosmic Control Rod's vast cosmic energy, as the Cosmic Control Rod is normally worn at his throat, which gives Annihilus control over vast amounts of cosmic energy, allowing him to wield it to his will, not to be confused with the power cosmic. The Cosmic Control Rod is a cylinder that is approximately 6 inches 15 centimeters long and 2 inches 5 centimeters across. Although the energy from the Cosmic Control Rod has almost limitless applications, and Annihilus has claimed that he is powerful enough to sunder planets with the raw fury of butchered stars, it usually allows him to be invulnerable to disease, radiation, extreme heat, and extreme cold, and Annihilus usually uses it to grant himself very superhuman powers, including but not limited to superhuman longevity and immortality. Due to the exposure of the energies from the Cosmic Control Rod, Annihilus' main use of the Cosmic Control Rod is to promote his own well-being, by slowing and even halting his cellular degeneration, as insects are normally short-lived, allowing Annihilus to have a longer lifespan, possibly making him literally immortal for all intents and purposes, in the sense that Annihilus is completely immune to the effects of aging and would never die by old age while remaining in his physical prime. This does not mean, however, that Annihilus can't be killed, although with his powers it would be difficult to do so, and also makes him immune to the effects of all known diseases and infections, as the Cosmic Control Rod wards off all known diseases and infections from him, including from the effects of radiation. Energy generation, matter and energy manipulation. The Cosmic Control Rod generates large amounts of energy, which Annihilus can use and channel for a number of different effects, including, but not limited to, projecting vast amounts of destructive beams of energy into attacks of concussive force from either his hands or from the rod itself, that at maximum power can be equivalent to an explosion of over 10 megatons negative zone army. The main focuses of Annihilus' intelligence is his ability to lead and rule, as Annihilus leads an elite personal guard known as the Centurions, which is made up of over 200 super-powered aliens, each of whom are from a different negative zone world, all of whom are extremely loyal and faithful to him, and when together they form a devastatingly and an effective army, along with the rest of his vast army of soldiers and ships, all of which are connected and controlled through a hive mind. Genetic engineering technology. Using techniques of the Tiannans, Annihilus can create life forms with specific characteristics, such as the borers. However, he lacks imagination and tends to concentrate on insectivorids. Upon physical death, Annihilus spawns immature clones of himself that retains his full memories. Various Tiannans technology. Annihilus has access to the highly advanced technology of the Tiannans, and possesses other secondary weapons and vehicles which he created by cannibalizing the Tiannans' starships. These include energy-based weapons and flying tank-like attack vessels. Formerly the Quantum Bands. During the Annihilation War, Annihilus killed Quasar and claimed his Quantum Bands. They were however taken by Phyla at the climax of the war. Weaknesses. Annihilus is extremely paranoid and believes that essentially everyone is out to steal the Cosmic Control Rod from him. On the very rare occasions he's even allowed it away from his sight, and it falls into someone else's hands, he's been sent into a near panic, and even then it allows him to be surprised by an enemy setting something up while it being beneath his notice. As Nova pointed out during their fight at the climax of the Annihilation, Annihilus' only real weak spot is his mouth, as Nova put his fist down his throat and ripped out his internal organs. When the Cosmic Control Rod is taken away from him, Annihilus loses the benefits of the immortality and powers that comes with it, and could be highly weakened by all the delayed aging without it. However, Annihilus has shown at times of being able to live without the Cosmic Control Rod for periods of time. So it's unknown if Annihilus still has this weakness or not, but if the Cosmic Control Rod is taken away, he will lose its powers.